we still have another issue here at the Senate, as we know that there was a bill introduced to the House to criminalize importation and use of generators. And a lot of people were against it, saying that once again, the Senate, the federal government, has not tackled the root causes, but rather bringing up more problems. So quickly, Yemi Saka, the bill introducing about 10-year jail term for importers and people using generators.
I probably want to ask you that if you had gone to the National Assembly complex that day, generators were running while the plenary was going on. I've seen documentaries, I've seen reportages of even hospitals and public buildings in America and UK having what's called standby generator or generators. Yeah. And if you think anybody in the height or probably the depth of his shallowness could think stopping importation of generator will help us boost power generation and supply. I think it's so disheartening, it's pathetic, it's shameful that these are the people making laws and determining the fate and probably the well-being of 200 and estimated 200 million Nigerians. Now, the problem is this: why are people importing generators? Why are importing generators? Because there's a shortfall or there's a pitfall in power generation and supply, and people have to make use or probably filling that gap.
Yeah. And
you're proposing. What do you think of the impact or the imports of such on the economy? Even just by mere debating that thing on the floor of the Senate, there's an effect on Nigeria's economy. So when you have people that are shamelessly unintelligent and come to public space and say things like this, I work for this country, does that increase the power generation of Nigeria from 5,000 megawatt that we've been shouting since 1999 to 30,000 megawatts? Has that corrected or amended the National Electricity Regulatory Act that says if you generate more than 50 megawatts on grid, 50 megawatts on grid, transfer to the national grid? Has that guaranteed will that change or probably protect investment into power sector, how you can recoup have a good return on investment? So you look at all these things, somebody just wants to. I think the one thing that's happening here is this: Nigerians are probably coming to terms that this is the most ineffective. That's trying to just change the word that came to my mind. The most insincere, irresponsible assembly we can ever think of. So in a bid for them to just make up for that and probably save their face, they just speak impulsively, and it's even infuriating when you hear those things they say.
Okay, I can link it to what you're saying, because a lot of Nigerians will complain of bad power supply. I mean, most businesses actually run on generators. So this bill to be brought forward in the Senate, it has really brought about lots of questions.
If the ban had better passed my neighbor, it's been banned for a while.
Yeah.
What has happened to power generation?
All right.